lovely. I'm Stephanie from Oh You're Lovely, where we carry the largest selection of wood flowers in the United States. Welcome back to a tutorial that's not quite a tutorial, but kind of a tutorial. Sure, that makes sense. If you're watching this, there's probably 2, maybe 3 possible reasons. Number 1, you have purchased our Cascade Greenery Base and you scanned the QR code that came in your box and that brought you here. Number 2, you are considering the greenery base, pre-made Cascade Greenery Base. We're still working on the name of this. And if you have found this video and you're considering it, this was a video to break down what exactly our pre-made greenery base is all about and how to work with the wood flowers with a Cascade bouquet. And third, you just stumbled upon the video, and welcome. So glad to have you here. So, as we have mentioned in 3 different ways, today's tutorial that's not a tutorial, but kind of a tutorial is all about our brand new pre-made greenery Cascade base. I have one here in the studio. Let's open the box like I've never seen it before in my life and break down what comes in your package, your kit, and then how to add some wood flowers to your Cascade base to make a beautiful, lovely, wonderful bouquet. All right, are we ready? Let's do this. Now, before we open this lovely box, just wanted to remind you, if you're new around here and are slightly obsessed with wood flowers or think you might become, we'd love for you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because right here in YouTube, we do weekly tutorials, pretty much covering anything and everything wood flowers that you can think of. So give us a like, subscribe. If you subscribe, make sure to ring that bell to get notified. I almost said something else. To get notified every time a new video goes up. The other thing I was gonna mention, if you'd like, I have something for you. How does 30% off one regular priced order sound? Lovely, if I could get the words out right. Great, I have something for you. Use the code YouTube30 to get 30% off one regular priced order. Okay, let's break into this box. I'm so excited. So this is how your box is going to arrive. It's kind of a big box. Cascades, they're kind of big. All right, so on here, we are going to have a little sheet with a QR code. You can scan that and it'll bring you right back to this video. Very, crazy how that happened, huh? All right, so in here, we have some paper, and then our lovely, okay, it's in there nice and secure. And it is wrapped in plastic. One thing to know or note is during transit, some of the greenery might shift and come, like if it comes out or it shifts, that's totally normal. You can put it right back in and see, like this is kind of like it's been a little bit flattened. All right, let's bring this down just a second. So when you get your base, just kind of fluff it a little bit. Open it back up a little bit. Okay. Take a look, see how you're loving it. This is what it's gonna look like. There is going to be some exposed floral foam. That's totally normal. We're not gonna cover everything because this is gonna hold up right against your body. So it's covered otherwise. It's just you are gonna see that. And then you can also shape it how you want. All of these wires have, for the most part, or all of these stems have wires in them for the most part. So if you want to, you can tuck a few in. If you want to keep the shape a little tighter, you can pull things out a little bit. If you want it a little more wild. And it's a beautiful mixture of a bunch of different greeneries that we offer. It's going to play well with both blue and yellow tones because we've got a little bit of a mixture of both in there. And then we've got that lovely teardrop shift happening. So there is your base to start. And then why don't we add a few, I think we're gonna add some dyed flowers. We won't go cream. We'll add some dyed flowers in here, just so you can see how easy it is to place it and how quick your Cascade bouquet is basically done in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so flower time. I grabbed some of our pre-dyed flowers. I have our light pink, I believe this is the powder puff, and the light green, both in the American Beauty style. And then I also grabbed some Luxe flowers. These are beautiful mums. So this is gonna be our color story. We're gonna add these into here. We have a total of 18 flowers. I don't even know that we're gonna use all of these. The other thing I wanted to note too is before you add the flowers in, you can add other fillers or you can add in fillers after you put in your flowers if you want. But as is, this is all done, ready to go, but you can add more to it. That's completely up to you. So flowers are now here. We're gonna put them into here. I'm gonna go by color groupings. So we'll start, I think, with the green, do the pink, and then we'll finish up with the Luxe flowers. So let's get to that. The other thing that you're gonna need, the flowers, if you do order flowers from us, they are gonna come loose. To get stems on there, we do also carry wire stems. And then you're just gonna add a little glue to the end of the stem, put it in the flower. If you need a tutorial for that, a visual, we do have tutorials for that on the website. The other thing you're gonna need is a pair of clippers, wire clippers, in order to cut your stems down. We have ours linked in the description down below. It is an Amazon link, so we get pennies if you purchase it from there, but I love these. I just had to replace a set for the first time in like 3 years because the spring broke, but it still cuts just fine. It's just that little handy dandy spring broke in there, so it doesn't bounce like that. Does that matter? I don't know. We're rambling about tools. Okay, let's get to putting in the flowers. What we're gonna do when we're doing this is we are going to kind of pull it away from our body and take a look at it. So I already can see that I've got like this decent little spot that's just begging for a flower to go into. So I am going to put that in first. And you don't need very large, long stems because you've got just a little bit of floral foam you're gonna be going into. And now since you have a lot of greenery already in here, it is gonna take a little bit to finesse. So take your time, be patient. When I'm adding the flowers, my thought process is triangles. If you've never watched one of our tutorials, you won't realize that, but if you have watched any of ours, you probably just said it out loud with me, triangles. So we're gonna put our flowers in triangles throughout our bouquet. Now, some of the wires you are gonna wanna keep a little bit longer because we're gonna bring it down to the base. When it comes to cascades for me, and this is a personal preference on how it all gets lined up, is I like my flowers to go all the way down. I don't like to just center it here and then have this little, I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking in my brain. You might, if you grew up in the 90s, there's a little thick cave at the back of that's what I think of when they're, but that's just me. Please take no offense. If that is the style you like, that's awesome. I want it to go all the way down though. So with that, we're gonna take our long stem, not cut, and we're going to go in an upward direction this way instead of coming down this way or going straight in. We're gonna go underneath. Get your wire into some floral foam. There we go. And then because we're using wires, we can, well, would you get in there? There we go. Because we're using the wires, we can bend our flower up so that it is facing upward instead of, so it's facing the bouquet instead of facing in a downward motion. The one thing to do when you're going down like that, you can add just a little bit of glue onto the end of the flower, or on the end of the stem, once you have a place where you want it to be, so that it doesn't potentially come out. Once you have enough flowers and stems and everything else pretty much stays where it's supposed to. But for security, if you want to feel a little bit more secure that nothing's going to move or groove, add a little glue to the end of your wire before you place it into the floral foam. There we are. I was like, where are you coming out from? Okay, so we're almost done with adding in our light green. Again, we've got triangles going all over the place. I also do sometimes what you would consider to be a mirror technique. So if there's one on this side, we're gonna pop one on that side. Doesn't have to be at the exact same spot, but just so that there's balance. Our eyes like balance. All right, the green flowers are in. Let's add our pink ones. Another little handy tip, if you can find a vase or jar or something that you can put your bouquet in, this will also help give your hands a break while you're figuring out where you want all of your flowers to go. And remember to pop a flower or two upward so that when you're looking at your bouquet, you too get to see something pretty. Pink flowers in. It's time to finish up with our luxe flowers. When you're putting your flowers in though, you want to make sure you're still paying attention to the shape of your greenery base. Try not to put your flowers out of those boundaries, otherwise you're gonna lose the shape that was built for you with that teardrop kind of vibe that a cascade typically has. When it comes to this kind of style bouquet, it's just a lot of shifting and moving until you're happy with where everything is. So take your time, be patient with yourself. Know that if you don't love it 100% on the first go around, all of this is removable. You can take all the flowers out, adjust, start over. Let's take a look at it a little bit closer, shall we? It's looking pretty good. Let me know in the comments, did you see a spot that we should have moved something? Is there a hole somewhere that's making your eyes twitch? Let me know in the comments. But there, it's a lovely, very quickly put together Cascade bouquet. Now let's finish off the handle. We'll talk about that, and we'll also talk about some of the standard housekeeping? No, what is the word we want to look for? care instructions when it comes to having one of these lovely bouquets, what you can do as you wait for your special day. Since you already have this lovely handle pre-built in there, there's not really much more that we need to do, but if you want to zhuzh it up just a little bit, add some ribbon. I'm just grabbing a velvet ribbon that matches my color story. I like them to kind of flow. I'm not even gonna make a bow. I just want a nice little flowy piece of ribbon to come through. Now I have my, oh, hold on. I needed to put that in a different spot. I put it too low. Let me show you what I mean. Right here. Put it up here, not down here. You could wrap it around too if you didn't want to see the white handle. You could wrap some ribbon around that as well, all the way up and down, but there's like a good old knot. I'm working on it. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. There we go. Tied. Lovely. It's more for me than anybody else, but hey, that's all that matters, right? Okay, so let's chat real quick. Once you're done, yay! First happy dance. First happy dance. That is the first thing that you need to do once your bouquet is ready to go. Happy dance it up, please. Because look what you did. That's amazing. Then, for storage purposes, if your event is not for quite a long time, what you can do is I would suggest, again, finding some sort of vase or vessel of some sort so that you can put your bouquet in an upright position. By laying it down flat or laying it down somewhere, you are gonna get those flat spots. They're going to settle over time. By having it up, it's just gonna keep its shape the way that you have it already. You can, if you wanna lay it flat and then just fluff it up over time, that's fine, or just check on it every, couple of weeks and move it and shift and things like that. But if you don't wanna mess with all of that, pop it upright however you can. Keep it out of direct sunlight, as the sun, we love the sun, but she fades things. So if you want your colors to stay bright and rich and all of that work that you just did doesn't fade, make sure to keep it out of direct sunlight and in a, pretty much, like, you don't have to worry about temperature controlled. You don't want it to be in a super humid spot that has no airflow, and that is in particular for the flowers. Since they are wood, if you put them in a lot of moisture type atmosphere, mold could possibly happen. It's just one of those things. So if you keep it inside your house, in a closet, in a jar, it will last for years upon years upon years and will be ready to go. The other thing too sometimes is asked as far as if does it need to be dusted or anything like that. You can if you want. Using a little air can of, spray can of air at a distance works really well. With flowers in particular, like these luxe flowers that tend to fluff off a little bit, I wouldn't use a can of air on those because you're gonna have more fluffing off kind of slightly violently. We don't wanna do that. So I would, if I did, I would be at a distance, but otherwise you can use a can of air to take off some of that dust, or just lightly brush them with like a nice fluffy brush. And you should be set and good to go. If I've missed anything or you have a question and I didn't answer it, make sure to drop it down in the comments and we will answer those questions as they come in. Very, very excited about this new offering. Are you guys loving this? Are you excited? Are you hoping there's other greenery bases on the way? If so, let us know also down in the comments so we know what you guys are looking for so that we can hopefully make your floral dreams come true. All right, let's do those YouTube-y things that we do every video. If you're loving this channel, can't get enough, want to know the next time we post a video, which is typically on Wednesdays, but we're changing that sometimes, so we'll just say we post a video at least once a week. Make sure to subscribe and ring that bell to find out about the 150 style wood flowers, craft supplies, greenery, and now DIY bouquet bases. Because we already have a DIY build it all yourself bridal kit as well. I'll try to remember to link that down below. So now we're adding to this collection. It's so exciting. Go to ohyourelovely.com and I have something for you now. I can't offer it on the DIY kits, but on regular priced items, you can get 30% off one order of regular priced items using the code YouTube30. All right, you guys, I will see you next week for another tutorial. Until next time, I'm Stephanie from Oh You're Lovely, and you, my friends, are absolutely lovely. Bye, guys.